Hi students, today let's do the organs of digestive system. In the last video, we have done the prominent structure of mouth, that is teeth. Today let's continue the organs of digestive system. Let's do today organs of the digestive system. In the last video, we have done teeth, which is one of the prominent structure of mouth. Digestion of food begins with mouth. Digestion of food begins with mouth. Today let's continue with mouth. We know that mouth is an opening which leads to a cavity called mouth cavity. Mouth is an opening. Okay, here is the mouth. Okay, here. Okay, this is the cavity. Mouth is an opening which leads to a cavity called mouth cavity. Okay, this is called mouth cavity. Okay. Once food is taken in the mouth, we masticate it. We masticate it before swallowing. Okay, what do we do in mastication? We crush the food. We crush the food in the mouth and mix with the saliva. In the mouth, there is saliva. With this saliva, the food which is crushed, it mix with and form bolus. Here is the bolus on tongue. Okay, before swallowing. Once food is in the mouth, we masticate it. Okay, we crush that food. We crush that food with the help of teeth and mix with the saliva to form bolus for swallowing. Then we swallow it. Okay, then we swallow it and it goes down through the esophagus. This is esophagus. Okay, this is esophagus. Here is it. Okay. Once food is taken in the mouth, okay, once food is taken in the mouth, we masticate it with the help of saliva. Okay, we crush that food, mix with the saliva, make a bolus, and then swallow it. That is how it goes down to the esophagus. Now, what is involved in chewing? Mastication means chewing. So, what is involved in mastication or chewing? Teeth. Okay, without teeth we cannot chew. And then jaw bones. J-A-W, jaw bones, B-O-N-E-S. Jaw bones and muscles. These three things are involved in mastication or chewing. Teeth, jaw bones, muscles. All these three together work for chewing. And then this, in chewing, the food is broken down. Okay, food is broken down into smaller pieces. And then it is swallowed. It made bolus and then swallowed. This process is called mechanical digestion. It is called mechanical digestion. With the help of teeth, jawbone, muscles, food is broken down into smaller pieces. That is called mechanical digestion. Digestion by the action of enzyme. Digestion by the action of enzyme. is called chemical digestion. Digestion by the action of enzyme called chemical digestion. What is mechanical digestion? Food is chewed or food is masticated and broken down into smaller pieces, which is called mechanical digestion. Here in chemical digestion, digestion by the action of enzyme is called chemical digestion. Now in the mouth, there are salivary glands. We have salivary glands in the mouth. Saliva, these salivary glands produce saliva. Salivary glands produce saliva. There are 6 salivary glands. We have 6 salivary glands. Now let's see the location of the salivary glands. We have 6 salivary glands, okay, which produce saliva, which needs to help in chewing or which helps in chewing. How? It lubricate. Saliva lubricate, and then we are able to chew the food, and then with the help of saliva then we can swallow it. So these salivary glands, I told you there are 6 salivary glands, or there are 3 pairs of salivary glands. These glands location. Number 1, parotid. Okay, these glands are salivary glands that it is just in front of the ear. They are just in front of the ear. Okay, in front of the ear. Somewhat like this it looks the ear. So in front of the ear we have these salivary glands. Okay. This is ear. I am just showing you where the location is. Just ear. This is how my ear looks. So in front of the ear, here is the salivary glands. Okay. That is parotid. Number 2, submandibular. Submandibular. Number 2, submandibular. That is below the jaw. Below the jaw. So somewhere here it comes. This is jaw. Below this. Okay. Here in this diagram there is no ear. That is why separate I draw and showed you. So here this is the jaw. Below the jaw, both the sides we have, and same here also, just front of the ear, both the ears we have this. So there are 2. Here there are 2 front of the ear, and then below the jaw there are 2, one on the left and the other on right. So these are also 2. Parotid there are 2. Submandibular there are 2. Then third one is sublingual. Sublingual. So here you can see this is tongue. Okay, on tongue this bolus is there. It is chewed food. Okay, after mastication, the food which is about to swallow. So here it is shown bolus. So this is on tongue. Okay. So sublingual, that means under the tongue. There are 2. That is how we have 6 salivary glands or 3 pairs of salivary glands. So we have how many salivary glands? 6 salivary glands. What it does, this salivary glands secrete saliva or salivary glands produce saliva, and this saliva helps in mastication and chewing. Okay, it lubricates the mouth, it lubricates even food, and then it helps in chewing. Okay, after chewing, with the help of saliva, again we are able to swallow it, and that is how it comes to the esophagus. Before going into the functions of saliva, I just want you to go through this diagram. Here, I have told you this is mouth, and then it leads to the mouth cavity. And then here is the tongue. Okay, this is tongue. This portion is tongue. On tongue, the bolus of food. Okay. Now here these are salivary glands, which I can show you. Okay, there are 6 salivary glands, and then comes here nasal cavity. Okay, this is nasal cavity. Okay, or nose cavity, and this is palate. Okay, the upper portion of the mouth. Okay, that is palate. Then comes epiglottis. Can you see here? Something small is hanging. Okay, that is epiglottis. Then here is the food pipe or esophagus. Okay, and here it divides into two. When it comes down here, it divides into 2. One is esophagus and one is trachea. Okay, so this much you should know when you study about mouth. Okay, so below this part, it is, now we will continue in the next class regarding this. Today we'll do functions of saliva. So with that, mouth part will get over. Okay, mouth and salivary glands, location of salivary glands. Now we are going to do the functions of salivary glands or functions of saliva. Not salivary glands, functions of saliva. Let's go to that. Saliva contain an enzyme which is called salivary amylase. Salivary amylase, otherwise called ptyalin. Okay, saliva contain an enzyme which is called salivary amylase, otherwise it is called ptyalin. This helps, or this convert starch, this salivary amylase converts starch into maltose. Starch into maltose. Salivary glands produce saliva. This saliva contain an enzyme called salivary amylase or ptyalin. This convert starch into maltose. Let's see the functions of saliva. Total there are 7 functions. Number 1, it aids in swallowing. Saliva helps in swallowing. Aids means helps. Okay. Saliva helps in swallowing. How it helps in swallowing? Saliva lubricate the food, and then it is easy for us to cut down or break down. Okay, then it is soft. The food is soft. Okay, and saliva is mixed, so it is lubricant. It is easy for us to swallow them. Okay, number 2, it acts as a lubricant during chewing. I already said in this point that saliva acts as a lubricant, and that is how it is easy for us to swallow. It helps in swallowing. It's already soft. Then third point, it facilitates speech by lubricating the tongue and lips. Have you seen some people does while speaking? This, they will lubricate the lips by doing this. Okay, so that is what it says here. It facilitates speech, then mouth will not get dry and tongue won't be dry and lips also. So it facilitates speech by lubricating the tongue and lips. Then fourth one, it is a solvent which carries the molecules that convey the taste of food to the taste buds. We have taste buds in the mouth. Okay, after swallowing the food, there are some molecules which is in the saliva. Saliva is a solvent here. In that it is the food particles or the molecules of the food which already we chewed is mixed in this. And then this carry to the taste bud. So we are able to get the taste. Then fifth one, it assists in the digestion of starch. As I told you, saliva contains salivary amylase. This convert starch into maltose. That is what it says here. It assists in the digestion of starch. Then it has an antibacterial effect. Antibacterial. What is the meaning of antibacterial? It can kill the bacteria or it can prevent even further growth of bacteria. Okay, it has an antibacterial effect. Then it helps to prevent mouth infection and tooth decay. You don't think that you don't need to brush your teeth, okay, or you don't need to rinse your mouth after food. Here it is said it helps to prevent mouth infection and tooth decay. What helps? Saliva. Saliva helps to prevent mouth infection and tooth decay. To certain extent it helps. Okay. It doesn't mean that you don't need to brush or rinse your mouth. Please don't misunderstand. We have to brush. We have to brush our teeth. How many times? Twice in a day. One after getting up from the bed. One before going to the bed. Okay, that is in the evening when we go to bed to sleep. Okay, so it helps to prevent mouth infections and tooth decay. Saliva helps to prevent mouth infection and tooth decay. These are the 7 functions of saliva. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe. Press the bell icon to stay tuned.